Hi, in this week's video, we're going to do an Omaha real estate market update for the month of July. And we're going to actually do things a little bit differently. I'm going to log into the MLS. I'm going to share my screen with you. That way you can see the numbers as I pull them up. All right, what we're going to do is look at the number of active listings that we currently have on the market. And today's date is July 17th. Okay, so in Douglas and Sarpy County for the month of July, we currently have 912 active homes for sale, and that's in Douglas and Sarpy County. Now, compare this number to back in March when we had only 553. So you are seeing an increase in the number of homes, and buyers have more choices. Okay, now what I'm also seeing in the marketplace is buyers are now back in February, March, and April, buyers were waiving inspections and waiving appraisals. Okay, now you're starting to see more buyers coming in asking for home inspections, which is a good thing, and you're seeing fewer buyers waiving appraisals. Okay, so now that doesn't mean it's still a strong seller's market. So if you are a buyer, you need to go in aggressively if you really want that home. And if a home is priced right, then it will still receive multiple offers. Now, is it some of the craziness that we've seen earlier this year where you had 20 or 30 offers and people lined up outside? No, you're not seeing that now, but a well-priced home is going to still get multiple offers. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. But we have more homes on the market than we have had earlier this year. So that's a good thing. Now let's look at the month of June. How many homes closed last month? Okay. So we're going to go in here and look at sold properties. And in Douglas and Sarpy County, and the closing date is going to be last month. Okay, so in June of last month, we had 1,436 closed transactions. Okay, so now the median list price for last month was $255,000. Now the median sold price was $265,000. Okay, and the median days on market for June was 2 days on the market. So keep in mind though, when you're looking at June's closing, you're actually looking at May's pendings. So that's when homes were going under contract in May. So from May to now, you are seeing a significant slowdown as compared to some of the craziness that we've seen earlier this year. Okay, now let's compare June of this year to June of last year. Okay, in June of 2020, we had 1,430 closings. And the median list price was $230,000, and the median sold price was $233,000. So you can see from last year to this year, we've had a significant increase in price, and the days on market for last June of 2020 was 4 days on the market. So homes last month were selling faster, and we did see a significant increase in price year over year. All right, another thing that I want to kind of talk about real quick is the price of lumber. I brought this up in an earlier video. You can check that out. I'll leave a card for it up there, but we've really had some craziness in terms of lumber with mills being shut down and all that sort of thing. I did it, like I said, I did a video on it. And if you see that in May of this year, lumber peaked at $1,679 for 1,000 board feet. Okay, well, don't even ask me how much that actually is in terms of how much lumber that is, but right now, currently on July 17th of this year, it's down to $556. So there's, it operates on supply and demand. I haven't been to Home Depot, so I don't know what the shelves look like and that sort of thing, but it looks like lumber has definitely have come down from where it peaked in May. Okay, now does that mean that builders are going to lower their prices? Probably not. So that's not so much of a good thing. Okay, now one thing we got to talk about too is inflation. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this graph here because it shows last year the inflation rate compared to this year, and you can see that prices for everything is going up. Okay, now what is inflation? In economics, a general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing value of money. Okay, so your money is not going as far. Okay, now what does that look like in terms of what are interest rates right now? Because earlier this year it looked like interest rates might go up a little bit, but it's actually right now for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 2.844%. Okay, so that does give you a lot of buying power. All right, if you haven't, if you're a current home owner and you haven't refinanced your loan, it might be worth a call to your lender to see if you can't refinance your existing mortgage, especially if you bought it a couple of years ago and you're paying 4 or 5%. That will definitely be worth a conversation. So if you haven't refinanced, then you want to contact your lender to see if you can do that and save some money that way.